All right, guys, we have a lot of interesting activity and data coming in as it relates to the Commitment of Traders report. Of course, we track all of the Commitment of Traders data, the report itself, the data, what it means, and we do this every single week. When that data comes in, it comes in updates every Friday, and we come to our dashboard, and what we're doing is looking and tracking and following institutional order flow, okay? And one of those markets that we've been watching a lot are the currencies. Now, we do look at the dollar index, and we know that the large specs, even retail, have been heavily long. In fact, longest the dollar in some time, near record, I believe. And we've been looking at this here on the chart. What I'll do is just clear this out. I do want to take this kind of vertical line back, the drawing back on that I've had. This is a weekly chart, and we knew that the price was getting extended here, not just from the spec positioning, but just from price action itself. So let's go to the daily chart, and this is kind of what we had mapped out. We knew that this is likely not sustainable. Sure, we can retrace and then go higher, but following this kind of nosebleed price action that I would call it, usually lends itself to a pretty quick and swift correction. And so we've been looking at other currencies against the dollar exhibiting similar price action itself. We're getting breakouts, okay? Here on the Aussie dollar, we're getting that here on the British pound, which I'm both long the Aussie and the pound. One market that I'm watching here that hasn't quite broken out is the Canadian dollar. And so we'll have new data come in Friday, the 24th. And what I'm looking for here is I'm going to look for further buying coming in the Canadian dollar. So you can see that large specs where the funds have been heavily net short. We're talking, close to 200,000 contracts net short. Well, over last week, we finally saw a little bit of bullish tilt here. We saw 3,800 contracts added to the long side, and we saw 7,200 contracts liquidated off the short side. So that's a net change. You add these two together, that's a net change of around 11,000 contracts. So this is a bullish signal, taking the net position from 178,000 contracts net short to 167,000 contracts net short. So we want to see further unwinding, further building of a position short covering here in the Canadian dollar. If you look at the daily chart here of the March contract, we had all this, and then we went sideways here, and this is a lot of indecisive price action here that is being we can see in the chart due to Trump and the tariff talk and all the other outlier noise that we can't really control. But you can see it looks like we may have had one final flush or shake out there, and that leaves us some potential room to the upside. Now, I'm going to be doing a free workshop here where we're going to talk about how we exploit a little-known government report, how we use this data each and every week to uncover where smart money is, what smart money is doing, how they're positioned, and how we can ride their coattails. It's very fascinating. I absolutely love it. I'll hyperlink you to this page, and I'll see you there.